and that's going to be for 2,900 square feet of space and 200 square feet of office. So I wanted to ask you, have you heard of like the distance from like the main city ever being an issue for other flippers?
Depends on what you want to do with the space. If you're expecting on booking appointments and getting foot traffic through, then the distance is a concern.
Yeah.
And this is triple net, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have to negotiate with him, but he basically told me 3,400 a month, everything included. I think it was 3,300 a month, 2,900 base pay, and then 400 for like the building, whatever it was.
And then what's the term of the lease?
I haven't negotiated that with him yet, but he told me that I can move in with just 1 month's rent.
Got it. So this, it's like a guy. It's
Yeah.
not like a.
He works for a company that rents a lot of commercial spaces.
Okay, interesting. Well, it sounds like it's not like a huge corporation that you're dealing with, and it's like he's like willing to work with you on terms.
Right. Yeah, he told me he manages, I think he said 12 properties in Orlando and then like 5 where he's from down south in Miami.
Cool. And like when you think about where most of your sales or where your customers are, or the customers that you want to target live, like is the proximity?
I'd honestly say it's kind of everywhere in Orlando, the surrounding areas. Like it'll go from like Kissimmee to, farther away, Claremont, kind of all corners of like the metropolitan. Sanford is where the warehouse would be. That's kind of like in the north corner, but it's probably I looked at like a lot of the cities surrounding it. It's about 30 minutes, 35 minutes away from a lot of the areas. So it is a little bit of a drive. That's like where the cheapest warehouses are in the whole area.
And how far is it from where you live?
35.
Yeah. Tell me about your current setup in terms of storage.
So right now I'm working out of 850 square feet and I'm paying about 900 a month, just 3 units, 2 10 by 30s, 1 10 by 25. And that's like 5 to 10 minutes away from where I live. So, it's close, but for that next step, I feel like I really need to be in a warehouse now soon enough.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's only one way that you scale the business, right? Like it involves having a bigger space. And then at 3,400 a month, what percentage of your monthly revenues would that be?
So this month we're on track to do about 13K in revenue. So I can do that real quick. That's about 26%.
Okay.
So
it sounds like
a little steep
relative to current sales. Yeah. But I mean, another way of looking at it is even with the added expense, you'd still be profitable if nothing changed about this.
Right. It would just, my margin would shrink until I'm able to increase the volume of the operations. And then, the investment would show worthy is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make at least $2,500 a month more based on moving into this new space, then you'd be turning a profit.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been thinking of, kind of just like trying to chew the reality of having that overhead get so much higher, but it's a necessary thing. So yeah, I just wanted to see what your opinion on that space was. It is a little far, but it's a beautiful place. I can't lie. It's like really modern, updated office space. It has 2 loading bays in the back, bathroom. It's open floor plan. So,
and you can kind of see yourself in this space too.
Yeah.
Look, I think the details matter here. So if you're able to even get a small reduction on rent, I'd shoot for like 2,800.
Right. Yeah. I was going to try and talk him down to like 3K flat even, and then pull the trigger on it because,
So like 2,800, I mean, you're shooting for 3, start at 28, and then the lease term matters too. If it's month to month, like it's, I think, almost a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If it's 1 year, it's not bad either. 2, 3 years, okay.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to go anything over a year.
Yeah. So those terms matter, but if you can see yourself in the space, you can bring down the rent a little bit more. Like I said, right now you'd have to make an additional $2,500 compared to what you're normally paying. But that's why if you bring it down even $400, it's only $2,100 in added expense.
It's very doable. With other flippers, have they ever had any issues being farther away? Like I know Keon gets a lot of traffic, like the surrounding cities, not necessarily just Kernsville. And I know he does pretty well in terms of booking appointments because that's kind of like the model I'm trying to follow is like Comfy Living Chicago kind of model. They're having appointments, 30-minute appointments all throughout the day, and then on the other part of the warehouse is when things are getting processed and stuff.
Yeah, correct. So two things I think about here. Well, okay. So the first is I don't think 30 minutes is a huge issue if you're trying to book appointments because this is a big ticket item. People are, if they think they can get a good deal on sofa or sectional or other kinds of furniture, they're willing to drive 35 minutes to go.
Right. I mean, like once in a while I have someone scoop in from Tampa or something. Like today I'm meeting someone who's lives near Tampa and we're meeting up closer to Orlando. They're driving like an hour and a half.
Right. So people will move for they're spending $1,000 worth them come seeing it in person.
Yeah.
I think if you also move into this commercial space, it gives you not only the ability to operate more efficiently, you don't have to pull things out of storage and rearrange them. And, it's like you'll have your designated cleaning, your designated staging, your showroom space, your little office.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So not only that, but you'll be able to claim your Google My Business.
Right. That's an issue that I've been having actually. I had my business was up for probably 2 or 3 weeks. And then like about a week or 2 ago, it got suspended and I put in for an appeal. Nothing really happened. So I was wondering if you knew anything on that too. Because that's been,
I don't know why.
Starting to collect reviews.
Yeah. I don't know why you got suspended, but typically they ask you if you have an address, right? Especially if you're going to be a retail location. And then if you're located in a storage unit, that maybe is an issue, but you're going to have to appeal it to find out. So yeah, like it'll allow you to have a formal Google My Business profile and then start driving local traffic to that location as
Yeah.
well. Become more
Mhm.
visible. Yeah, and I think that's a big plus. And the other thing is now you can look into offering financing.
Right.
You have physical location, and that
Okay.
so there are a couple unlocks for you, right? Which other than just having more space. So like
Mhm.
if you think about the unlocks in the business, more space, more inventory, just if nothing else, the ability to make more sales based on having more inventory. That
Mhm.
comes with just the space. But then you present nicer, you can take appointments, you can operate more efficiently. And so maybe your margin on flips is increasing. Takes
Okay.
you less to get items ready for sale, and then you can sell them for more.
Yeah.
You drive more traffic to the business through having like a local SEO presence, Google My Business, collecting reviews, etc.
Mhm.
And then you can also offer financing. So just those four things, you weigh it against the 2100, 2500 extra that you're gonna be
Yeah.
paying, and they should easily increase sales for the business.
It's a
I would
no-brainer when you think about it logistically.
yeah. So I would guess like, you can add at least $10,000 a month in revenue by making this jump. So you're right now in like that 10 to 15 range.
Yep.
Post move, you should be in the 25 to 30 range if you're just being smart about it. Now, the thing I want you to think about is where flippers get stuck is they move into this bigger space, they increase their expenses, but overall the business model stays the same. And this can be a problem.
Yeah.
Like most people, when I see them move into like the warehouse, they get a benefit just from having more space. But if the business model fundamentally stays the same, then you're not going to get the maximum return out of that investment. So what do I mean by that? If you are still only sourcing products on Facebook Marketplace and only selling products on Facebook Marketplace, you're not going to get the maximum return out of moving into a bigger space. So
Right.
and especially the second part, right, which is finding customers outside of Facebook Marketplace. If you're totally reliant on throwing up listings and the traffic that you're getting on Facebook Marketplace to support the growth of the business, it's almost not worth. You're going to get extremely diminished return. And so
Right.
the
And
other
it's just not consistent.
not consistent on Facebook. What I think, what we see across the board is there's just only so much business that you're going to be able to get through Facebook. And if you're doing $13,000 a month, you're pretty close to that upper limit,
Yeah.
at least consistently. Like I don't see Facebook only consistently delivering 30K a month, 40K a month to flippers, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
It can pretty consistently deliver in the $5,000 to $15,000 range.
Yeah. So that
The upper
actually,
limit. Yeah.
well, I got my first sale off of Meta ads, so that's that.
Oh,
But
sick. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
yeah, I've been running them the last week, or it's been 9 days now. I spent $180 on two different campaigns. I did one, I set it up for leads, and then the other one I set up for engagements. The thing is, like you were saying, I'm not getting any serious people. Like out of between those two, I've gotten like 65 messages on it, 65 or so, 70. One of them converted. So I was wondering, do you have any advice how I should position it to try and pull in more serious people?
Yeah. So in general, what we see is that messenger leads, form submissions on Facebook are in the $3 to $10 per lead range. That's just what we see. I don't know if there's something you can do with the creative to make that more or less qualified. Yeah, I think that's about what you can expect when you're running Facebook Facebook campaigns for furniture, where the call to action is a messenger lead or a lead form submission, and then you kind of just have to sift through the dirt. So what we typically recommend instead is run the campaign to an appointment booking form on your website.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
you can convert them in person.
You convert them in person. Yeah, exactly. The goal is just to get them to show up to your space where you have all your inventory laid out, and those leads tend to be more quality as well.
Okay. Yeah, because right now on one of them, I've gotten 17 leads and at $5.37 per lead. And then the other one, I've gotten 48. That's the engagement. And that one's $1.85. So that one's super low.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, generally, we just see that that specific call to action for furniture campaigns are not that great.
Mhm.
I'm waiting to be proven wrong. Like I'm sure there is a way to do it. I just haven't spoken with anyone recently that has had good results
Okay.
with that kind of campaign. So generally, we recommend send them to appointment booking form on website. Other than that, I think it's good if you run engagement type campaigns and then you funnel them into an audience that you control. For example, follow me on Instagram.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, follow me on Facebook, follow my Facebook page, follow my Instagram page, somewhere where they're like interested in this kind of stuff, and then you can continue to stay top of mind.
Okay, so there's two kinds of things that people in the space are kind of doing, and one of them to actually get sales is they're leading them to an appointment booking or to a shop online thing, and then to build like the brand and kind of the awareness, people are running to an Instagram or Facebook to kind of build up the followers and the presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would say with this specific business model, most people are not doing shop online.
Okay. They're not?
No, I think the move is much more get them to the warehouse.
Okay.
This is not to say that you can't do shop online. Like obviously you can sell things online, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I think the next generation or next iteration of flipper turned furniture business models is going to be a regional e-commerce play. So, you have a big 10, 15,000 square foot showroom / warehouse. You have all your products listed for sale online, and then people are just checking out directly on your website, and then you deliver it to them within, 4 to 5 hour radius around your business.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I see a lot of people saying that they're getting sales and they're just getting orders placed on their Shopify, and like it's just breezy. That cuts out a
Yeah.
lot of the work.
Absolutely. But you need a lot of inventory for that, and
Yeah.
you need to develop processes around keeping that inventory up to date and having detail on your website and having really really detailed descriptions, because today when you're selling products on Facebook or in person, like you don't need to give the person you're talking to all the information that they need to like add to cart and checkout. You just need to generate interest, right?
Yeah.
Give them enough information to start a conversation or encourage a site visit. And so, you can omit details in essence. In fact, like omitting some details might be advantageous in your Facebook listings, because it gives them something to like engage with you about and ask a question about.
Like the dimensions.
Dimensions, good example. And like, if you add the dimensions to the listing, do people even read that shit? Probably not,
No.
Whereas if you want someone to come to your website and buy something from you sight unseen, like you got to put everything on there. And then not just on the FAQ page, but on the product page. And then, what is the return policy? Are there any assurances? Like the online presence has to be a lot more robust. And I think with used products, it's hard because if you spend that much time and energy to put up a product listing for a used product and then you sell it, once it's gone, are you going to have more of that product? So it's a lot of time.
You got to
and energy.
redo it every time because it's one of one.
Yeah. So having some mixture of like new products, which you'll continue to have, or having a more streamlined ability to put those used products onto your website, these are all things that are going to help. This frankly is an aspect of technology that we're starting to work on at Ivy, which is like, can we create a storefront for used furniture, return furniture, items that are basically single SKU or one of one, and making that like easy to add to your site. And obviously we have a foundation for that in the listing manager. So
Yeah. Okay. So next steps, move into the space. Start funneling to appointments now that I'll be able to actually be there. Everything will be set up because like running appointments to the storage unit, it's just it just doesn't work as like it should. Too much moving stuff around and whatnot. So
generally, if you're in a storage unit, you want to discourage appointments. It's the opposite.
Right. Yeah. But I was finding myself trying to because it's just more professional, but it's just too much. So other than that, after I move into this warehouse, what do you think my first step should be in expanding inventory outside of marketplace? So currently I have the ability I have a kid working for me and he's ready to start putting in 20 to 30 hours a week to up the volume. And I have about 50K in capital saved up. So what do you think should be my next step? I know there's consignments, there's liquidation truckloads, there's B stock, a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about some of the inventory opportunities we have. So obviously with returns, we're getting a decent amount of flow in Orlando. For example, I think I just assigned one to you. It's like
I'm going to go pick that up.
Perfect. Yeah, I think just from us, like in Orlando, I'm going to be sending you somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 returns a month.
Okay.
And that volume is continuously increasing. So for example, in July, we did 160 grand worth of returns through our network. In September, it was 313,000. This month, we're at $500,000. And then by the end of the year, I expect to be at $1 million a month. So that volume is just continuing to grow. So imagine if I'm at $500,000 today, in October, I can send you 5 to 10. By the end of the year in Orlando, I might be able to allocate you 10 to 20 just returns.
That's substantial.
The average gross profit that we're seeing on return items is around $400.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's after
it's a good supplement for sure on top of the used.
Exactly. And you'll kind of get exposed to different kinds of products this way as well. Sofa sectionals, bedroom sets, dining room sets, media consoles, things like that. So there's a wide range of furniture that you can pick up and do well with. In addition to that, we have some inventory flowing in Florida now. We have a new retailer, which is a sister brand of Castlery. It's called Mopio. I have a full trailer of Mopio products located in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, I would say Mopio is kind of like a lower end version of Castlery. It's owned by Castlery. But it's all new in box, but it's flat pack. So kind of like IKEA furniture. You have to assemble it.
Okay.
And
did you send out an email for these?
No, not yet. I'm about to send that out today.
Okay. I'll take a look at that. And
so we have a full trailer of that stuff, but it's sold as a configured trailer, and we're going to be getting more of that stuff too. Finally, we do have consignment available from Wayfair.
Okay, so it's from Wayfair, the consignment.
Wayfair consignment, yeah. In the past 30 days, I've sent out 8 of these trailers. Each trailer has about $70,000 worth of product. It's pretty good stuff. It's actually pretty good stuff. Like it's the higher end Wayfair stuff. It's not just furniture, but it is, it's Wayfair stuff. It's stuff for the home. But it's like the average MSRP is around $1,200. So it's not like the little doodads or like pillows or whatever. People have gotten hot tubs from us, pool tables, sofas, sectionals, dining room sets. So it's like all stuff that like if you are able to turn around and flip it, you'll make at least $500 to $1,000 on the flip. And then with consignment, you pay nothing upfront. So we pay for the shipping, and you don't pay anything for the product.
Okay. And did you send out those emails for those Wayfair consignments?
I haven't. So that's been more back channel. I haven't been like publicizing those loads because it's like even among the IB industry partners, we need a special relationship where I have to feel comfortable sending you $70,000. Yeah, exactly. $70,000 worth. Because you don't pay, we're on the hook. So it's an extent, like you're operating as an extension of us. But yeah, I think we're like over time, we're probably going to create a system where like you get started with Ivy, you do returns with us, and then at a certain threshold of returns that you've picked up and at a certain acceptance rate, it unlocks the ability to consign trailers. And because that's what's happening, like that's what is happening de facto. But we probably need to formalize and also gamify that. Yeah, gamify that a little bit too. So but now that you're moving into a bigger space, that also becomes an option for you. I think up until this point, it wouldn't have made sense. You need at least 1,000 square foot.
Yeah, definitely would not have been, because this has just been the limiting factor for me in space, and I just kind of had to build up the confidence here in Orlando to make the jump into a big space now, and time is soon.
I remember us having these conversations just like the past, I don't know, 3-4 months whenever you jumped on board, and you've made a lot of progress over the summer. So
I'm
and it's
trying.
involved.
Yeah.
I see you hustling.
Yeah. Other than that, I had one last question for you. What's kind of the word with B stock these days? Like, I hear so much mixed stuff about it. Like, it's very varied. I see people basing their entire business model on B stock and like, bringing in tens of thousands a month on it. And then I have other people saying, oh yeah, you're going to spend a few $1,000s for a truckload of garbage. And it's like kind of polarized.
Yeah, I would say exactly that. It is polarized. I think it's
Mhm.
also location dependent.
Okay.
So there are people that do well with B stock, particularly those that have contracts with them.
Okay. Yeah.
So everyone I know that has a B stock contract, where basically all Costco returns in that area, where they're assigned area, just flow to them. They're doing great. The stuff that's being put up at auction, I also see people doing well in those auctions, depending on how competitive those auctions are, and then they're getting the highest graded stuff. So
AB.
yeah, exactly. They're not wasting their time with like the stuff that's in a lower condition.
Mhm.
But generally, what I have heard is that these auctions are more competitive. More people are buying after the same products, and the returns and liquidation world is very rare that you're able to pick off a trailer of only sofas and sectionals, which is why the Costco, Thomasville trailers are kind of a unique entity from the like cash flipping point of view.
Mhm.
And so the competition is just like much higher than it was even like a year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so it depends on your market, how competitive the auctions are, and then the availability of like these higher grade trailers.
Mhm.
And then a lot of people I know that used to do a lot of B stock trailers have kind of moved away from them because they just weren't seeing the return.
So it's like as the competition goes up, the margins are going down because more people are bidding higher, and then they're
it's an
bidding for
auction.
worse things at the same time.
Exactly. It's an auction, right? So
Yeah.
things aren't being sold at a set price. So I can't tell you what it's going to be like in Orlando though. So
Yeah. I guess that's either kind of a trial and error thing or try and find someone in the space who knows kind of the quality of the suppliers around here, I guess.
probably worth a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can probably pick off a trailer for like 6-7 grand landed. You have a pretty good cash pile that you're sitting on to make an investment. Probably worth a shot.
Okay.
If someone's in your market that's getting these trailers, they're probably not going to want to put you on because why would they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So do you think that's something that I can look into to see if it's like, if there's people around here who have good quality stuff, or you think it's kind of just like, I just got to go with it, just try it?
I think you just got to try it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can try to research other flippers in your market, see if they consistently have like Thomasville product.
I
And
don't see too much of it, honestly.
yeah, I think it's going to be hard to reverse engineer, but it's possible. Maybe it's worth a look. I can't give you the, but I think it's probably worth to try one load.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
In worst case, you make your money back,
Right.
or you
With
lose a
lot of
little
time,
bit of money,
and then learn, and then learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's how this business is. You're not going to learn without some trial and error.
Yeah. All right, man. That basically covers everything I wanted to talk about today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Brady, super glad to see all the progress you're making. Keep it up, and then
man.
we'll talk to you in the future.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Sure. Cool. Bye.